Recently, I got the opportunity to attend some fantastic global IP conferences. I met IP experts and attorneys from around the world at these events. And it's always an awesome experience meeting all these attorneys working in the same area as law as me, which is intellectual property laws, right? And these attorneys come from regions as diverse as Africa, Eurasia, Europe, Latin America, the United States, the Middle East, and it's so nice to get to learn more and more about how IP work is being carried out in these countries. And the network that we form through these events or through these meetings also helps us, assist our clients when it comes to filing IP in these different countries and regions of the world. So today's episode is about global and regional IP filing systems. So get ready for an exciting world tour as I fly you across each region and give you first-hand insights into each of their IP filing systems. But first of all, let's talk about Madrid, the Madrid filing system. If trademarks have a passport, that passport is Madrid. And the Madrid Protocol, managed by the World Intellectual Property Organization, or the WIPO, allows businesses to file a single trademark application and extend protection to over 130 countries. Now, instead of filing a separate trademark application in each of these countries, you can pick your base country, where you already have a registered trademark, and apply for registration of that trademark in multiple countries through the Madrid filing system. Well, it sounds easy, right? But it's not. Once your application is forwarded to the national IP offices of each of these countries through Madrid, the national IP offices can still refuse your application based on their own rules. But overall, it's a game changer for businesses, and the cost of filing the trademark application greatly reduces if you are filing in several countries. Because instead of filing at the national IP offices, you can just file through one global worldwide filing system. And even if some of those countries do not accept your trademark application, many of them probably will, provided that your application is well strategized and based on appropriate legal advice from an IP attorney. Right? Now remember, the Madrid system is only for trademarks and not for patents. And it only makes sense to file through the Madrid protocol if you're filing in several countries, not just two or three countries. So it will only be more cost effective in comparison to the cost of filing in separate national offices when you are filing in several countries, right? But now let us see how different regions handle IP filings beyond Madrid. First up comes my own region, South Asia. India, Pakistan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. There is no regional IP filing system in this region of South Asia. If you want protection, you will have to file your trademark application separately in each of these countries. In this part of the world, only India and Pakistan accept the Madrid Protocol. Bangladesh, Nepal, and Sri Lanka do not. Now, number two is Southeast Asia or Asian, ASEAN countries. This is, by the way, the region where I spent my early childhood, which was in the country of Thailand. And let me tell you that there is no single IP office which exists in Southeast Asia, but there is an Asian Patent Examination Cooperation or ASPEC system, which helps with patent processing in the region. For trademarks, there are some countries like Singapore and the Philippines which have long accepted Madrid, but other countries like Thailand and Indonesia have only joined the Madrid system very recently. And there is no regional system specific to Southeast Asia for trademark filings. Now, come to number three, Africa. Africa has two regional filing systems. One is ARIPO for English speaking countries, and the other is OAPI for French speaking countries. OAPI is an all in one register once system where you are covered in all the member states once you file an application. ARIPO, on the other hand, lets you choose which specific countries you want protection in. So the cost of trademark application is separate for each ARIPO country, but it's still lesser than filing through the national IP offices of each of those countries. And in Africa, only a few nations accept Madrid. So if you're filing across regions through Madrid globally, then do make sure that the African countries that you're filing in accept Madrid. Otherwise, you'll either have to file through the regional systems or through the national offices of those countries. Right. Now, let us come to number four, Eurasia. Eurasia, number four, includes a lot of ex-Soviet Union countries. It has the Eurasian Patent Office as the go-to system for patents in Russia and former Soviet states. But for trademarks, there is no regional system. Each country will have a separate IP office where the trademark application has to be filed. However, Russia, Kazakhstan, and some others in Eurasia are accepting Madrid, So ones who are filing globally across the world, for them, Eurasia is also at least to some extent covered. Now, up comes number five, Europe, or should I say the OG of regional legal IP filing systems. Europe is where things get streamlined. The European Patent Office, or the EPO, lets you file a single patent that covers multiple countries. So for trademarks, the EU IPO gives you an EU trademark or the EUTM, one registration and 27 countries covered. Plus, most European nations are in Madrid, and so you've got multiple routes. Now, of course, you can file separately at the national IP office of each country as well, right? Now comes number six, or the land of opportunity, the United States of America, or the USA, which is a lone ranger. In the USA, filing at the USPTO, or the United States Patent and Trademark Office, is your only option. No regional IP filing system exists in the USA. The US does accept Madrid filings though, but you should remember that since the USPTO requires actual usage in commerce of the trademark to be shown, you have to be mindful when you're filing through the Madrid system also. And in the alternative, if you don't have actual usage of commerce, then later on you'll have to file an intent to usage application showing that you do intend to use your trademark in business at the USPTO, something similar to what we have, system in the trademark registries in India, which is a proposed to be used basis filing. So there they call it intent to use. Now, number seven is the Middle East, which is a very interesting region. Most of the partners that we have in this region file across countries such as the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and Palestine. Applications and documents often need to be translated here to and from Arabic, and there's currently no regional filing system for trademarks in the Middle East. So, trademark applications can only be filed at the national IP offices of each of these countries. And regarding Madrid, only a few countries in the Middle East accept Madrid, such as the UAE, Bahrain, Oman, and Qatar. For patents, there is a GCC Patent Office, which after 2021 does not accept applications directly from businesses, but it accepts any requests for consideration from the national offices of these member states. So Dubai is again one of those very very interesting regions which has a lot of international commercial law prospects and international commerce prospects. I was in this city very recently for a global IP conference, and it was a very good opportunity to meet lots of partners for IP filings in the Middle East and Africa and even Eurasia and Europe. So, what did we learn today? Madrid makes global IP filings easier when a business wants to file in several countries across the globe, provided that those countries accept Madrid. However, if the businesses only want to file in a few countries, they can either file through regional filing systems or through the national IP offices of separate countries. Some regions, like Europe, Eurasia, and Africa, make IP protection simple through the regional filing systems, whereas others, like the Middle East, Asia, still rely on filings in national IP offices. So, when it comes to IP filings across the world, in certain regions, say such as Middle East, we rely on our partners for IP filings at the national IP offices. Whereas in countries like the United States, there are no regional filing systems, but we have some types with excellent, solo counsels who file and deal with any oppositions at the USPT or the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And we also have arrangements with firms in Europe or individual practitioners in Europe, in the UK, in Eurasia. So it's very important for us to have these types to be able to facilitate IP filings, because this episode is educational and I'm only telling you the basics of IP filings across the world. But when it actually comes to filing IP in various regions, we need to be very, very careful because a whole lot of money is being invested. And that is why we make sure that we have the best of partners on board and that we ourselves are able to have oversight on the IP filing in each of these different regions. So if you found this episode helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. And do let me know where you want to register your IP first. I'm excited to hear from you. Thank you.